Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Eiffel Tower. The objective of this demonstration is to study about the Eiffel Tower, discuss about it based on your knowledge and personal opinions, as well as to improve the language proficiency and your writing skill. So I will give you brief information about it by going over the vocabularies and text about it, and we will talk about each paragraph and make summary of it. And this demonstration is for intermediate class students at age of 11 and 12. So let's start. The topic of this lesson is the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever seen the Eiffel Tower? If yes, how was it? How did it look like? Do you think it's awesome or ugly when you saw it at the first time? Most Parisians thought the tower was ugly at first, but tower was so useful for the communication. Before we read out the passage, I want you to go over the vocabularies first. Okay, so number one, landmark. What is landmark? It's a famous building or place. Okay, now number two, story. What is story? A floor or level of building. Okay, now number three, structure. What is structure? It's something that is built, such as building or tower. Okay, now number four, communication. What is it? System used for sending electronic information, such as radio. Okay, now number five, broadcast. What is it? To send out a program on TV or a radio. Number six, select. What is it? To choose from a number of things. Okay, now number seven, to be proud of. What does it mean? To feel pride about or to be pleased with. Okay, number eight, tear down. What does it mean? To destroy or to take down. Okay, now let's move on to the text. Before we go over the passage, I want you to listen to the audio files first.
Page 26. The Eiffel Tower. What would you hope to see if you visited Paris? Most people want to see the Eiffel Tower. The tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. The people of Paris are proud of it. But that was not always true. The tower was built for the World's Fair of Paris of 1889. The design was part of a contest. Out of 107 proposals, the design of Gustave Eiffel was selected. The tower is 324 meters tall. It is about the height of an 80-story building. For many years, it was the world's tallest structure. However, many Parisians thought the tower was ugly at first. There were plans to tear it down in 1909. But the tower was used for communications then. It was useful for the telegraph and telephone. So it stayed up. Over time, Parisians came to love the tower. Today, people cannot imagine the city without it. The antenna at the top is still used to broadcast French television and radio.
Now, time to do the comprehension checkup. This is a part of writing activity for new language learning and writing skill development. Okay, now number one, what is the passage mainly about? Yes, huh? Would you like to try? Yes, teacher. The answer is C. That's right. Good job. Okay, now number two, choose the correct answers. Choose the best place for the following sentences. Now you have to find out the proper place of this sentence from the text. Okay, Junshik, would you like to try? Yes, teacher, the answer is C. Okay, that's right, well done. Now number three, what did Gustave Eiffel do? Okay. Jaehyuk, would you like to try number 3? Yes, teacher. The answer is A. He designed the Eiffel Tower. Good job. Okay, now number 4. Which is true about the Eiffel Tower? Soyun, would you like to try number 4? Yes, teacher. The answer is C. That's right. Thank you. Now, number 5. Okay, which cannot be answered from the passage? Brian, would you like to try? Yes, teacher. The answer is D. How long did it take to build the Eiffel Tower? Well done. Okay, answer the questions. Number 6. Why was the Eiffel Tower built? Jean, would you like to try number 6? Yes, teacher. Because it was built for the World's Fair of Paris of 1889. Now, number 7. How is the tower's antenna used today? Donghyuk, would you like to try? Yes, teacher. The answer is it's used to broadcast French television and radio. Very good. You're such a smart student. Okay, that's a summary of textbook. This is a part of writing activity for the writing skill development. Have you ever heard about the Eiffel Tower? It's one of the most famous landmarks all over the world. It was built for the World's Fair of Paris in 1889. It was designed by Gustave Eiffel. It is 324 meters tall and once tallest structure in the world. At first, Parisians thought it was ugly. There were plans to tear down the tower in 1909, but the tower was useful for the telegraph and telephone, so it stayed up. Over time, Parisians came to love the Eiffel Tower. The antenna at the top is still used to broadcast French television and radio. Now, time to go over the grammar section. Okay, this is a part of writing activity for new language learning. To improve the writing skill, we have to study grammar to build up sentence structure and vocabularies. Okay, before we go over the questions, I will give you brief explanation about the grammar point. Okay. One of the plural nouns indicate one specific noun out of the plural nouns. For example, the tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Here, you have noticed that the tower is one of the most specifically famous landmarks out of the other ones all over the world. And there has to be a singular subject and singular verb as well in that sentence. The second one is superlative form of the adjective. It is usually expressed as the plus original form of the adjective itself for one syllable adjective that has only one vowel sound. Okay? For example, old. If you change it into the superlative form, old changes into oldest, but for the two or more syllable adjective, changes into the most plus original form of the adjective itself plus noun. For example, beautiful place changes into the most beautiful place. Understand? Okay. One more point. Consonant plus y, adjective. The letter y changes into I plus est. For example, pretty changes into the prettiest girl. Okay, complete the sentences like in the following example. Okay, the tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Okay, the second one is the tower is most famous landmark in the world. Okay, here, now number 1. It is one of the most beautiful places in the country. Which one is appropriate for the blank? It corresponds to the superlative noun So it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful places, right? Okay, now number two, the building has become the most famous blank of the city. Okay, here, for the blank, which one is appropriate? It corresponds to the superlative noun, so it's supposed to be the most famous symbol of the city. Here, you have to notice that adjective famous is a two-syllable adjective. So you have to use the most plus original form of the adjective itself, famous, plus preposition of and the city as the noun. So the answer is the most famous symbol of the city. Okay? You got it? Now, number three, Dorothy is the prettiest girl in the town. Okay, for number three, the girl in the blank has to be written as just the girl because the girl here indicates the superlative form of the adjective pretty as the prettiest girl in the town. Okay, now Janet is one of the most popular blank at our school. For number four, the girl here indicates the superlative form of the adjective popular as the most popular girl at our school. Understand? If you don't, so the answer has to be one of the most popular girl at our school. Okay. So far, this is the lesson for today. If you have any questions, raise your hand and tell me, then I will explain you again. Homework for today, we'll be solving the questions from your workbook, page 28, 25 until 28, and memorize the vocabularies on 25 for vocabulary test next time, okay? Now time to say goodbye. Thank you, teacher, and goodbye. Goodbye, teacher.